The pregnancy test is positive in our church bathroom, but I've been sterile for 3 years. My wife Sarah smiles, holding the stick like a sacred relic, her voice echoing off the marble walls. God works miracles, doesn't he? The fluorescent light flickers above us, harsh and medical. Nothing like the warm glow of the sanctuary just beyond the door, where 200 congregation members wait to celebrate Palm Sunday. She's already texting, fingers flying across her phone screen. The ammonia smell of the test stick mingles with her vanilla perfume, the same scent she's worn since college. 20 years together. And this is how I learn about miracles. But the lab results from 3 years ago are still in my wallet. I follow her back into the service, past the stained glass windows casting rainbow fragments across the pews. Pastor Williams is mid-sermon about faith and providence. Sarah squeezes my hand, her wedding ring cutting into my palm. She's glowing, actually glowing, the way pregnant women do in movies. The congregation notices. Mrs. Henderson in the front row nudges her husband. The whispers start. Tom and Sarah have news, Pastor Williams says, though nobody told him anything. He just knows, the way small-town pastors always know. Come on up here. My feet move without permission. Sarah's heels click against the hardwood, those red-bottomed ones she bought last month, the ones that cost more than our mortgage payment. She takes the microphone. We're pregnant. The eruption of joy feels like drowning in reverse. Applause, hallelujahs. Mrs. Chen already planning the church baby shower. Sarah turns to me, expectant. The microphone hovers between us. After 3 years of trying, she adds, her voice breaking perfectly on cue. God's timing is perfect. The medical folder sits in my home office desk. 3rd drawer down, filed under insurance claims. 3 urologists, 2 fertility clinics, 1 verdict. Azoospermia. 0 sperm count. Not low, not struggling. 0. The tests cost $12,000 to confirm what a childhood case of mumps had already decided. Sarah knew. She was there for every appointment, held my hand through every devastating result. Dr. Martinez even suggested using a donor. Sarah said she'd rather wait for God's plan. If you've ever felt your world shift in a single moment, you'll understand what happened next. That night, I sit in my office while Sarah sings in the shower, something she hasn't done in 2 years. The calendar app on my laptop glows. I cross-reference dates, a skill learned from 20 years in accounting. Tax documents, credit card statements, her business trips. The conference in Miami was the same week she conceived. My fingers trace the receipts. The Ritz-Carlton, room service for 2, charges at 2 a.m. The conference she attended was in Orlando, 300 miles north. The company travel system shows her flights to Miami, not Orlando. Her boss David's calendar, synced to the company server I still have access to, shows the same dates blocked as strategic planning. The hotel loyalty app on her phone, she uses my birthday for every password, shows 2 room keys activated. Room 1247. The charge for the champagne. Dom Perignon, the same kind David brought to our anniversary party last year. Sarah's shower stops. I close the laptop, slide the papers back into their folder. She emerges in the silk robe her sister gave her, toweling her hair, humming a hymn from this morning's service. Your mother called, she says. She's so happy, she cried, said she'd started to give up hope for grandchildren. My mother knew about my diagnosis before Sarah did. I'd confided in her first, seeking comfort in the woman who'd raised me alone after Dad's heart attack. She'd held me while I sobbed in her kitchen, promising it didn't make me less of a man. We should tell them in person, I say. Friday dinner? Already arranged. Your mom's making that roast you love. The week crawls. Sarah downloads pregnancy apps, their cheerful notifications pinging constantly. Our baby is the size of a poppy seed. She leaves prenatal vitamins on the kitchen counter, arranged like an altar, takes selfies with her hand on her still flat stomach. Friday arrives wrapped in spring rain. My parents' house smells like rosemary and denial. Both sets of parents gathered. My sister Emma drove down from Portland. The ultrasound photo makes its rounds like a collection plate. Yes, finally, my mother says, not meeting my eyes. Finally, you're giving us a grandchild. She knows. The way she won't look at me. The way her hand trembles passing the potatoes. She knows, and she's choosing the lie. My mother-in-law, Patricia, already has paint samples. I'm thinking yellow for the nursery, gender neutral but cheerful. Sarah glows brighter with each compliment. David texts her 3 times during dinner. I watch her face change with each vibration. Micro expressions I never noticed before. Or maybe I just never wanted to see. Tom's been so supportive, Sarah tells the table. He'll be such a good father. The best fathers are the ones who step up, Patricia says, pointed. Biology doesn't make a dad. My grandmother's ring emerges from my mother's jewelry box. 3 generations of Mitchell men proposed with this ring. She presses it into Sarah's palm. For the baby, she says, when the time comes. My mother said, finally you're giving us a grandchild, knowing my diagnosis. After dinner, I help Mom with dishes while the others coo over ultrasound apps. She scrubs the same plate 3 times. Tommy, she starts. Don't. The baby needs a father. The baby has one. He's just not me. The plate slips, shatters against the porcelain sink. She doesn't move to clean it. You don't know that. My medical records know that. She turns, finally looks at me. Her eyes are Sarah's eyes now, calculating the cost of truth versus comfort. Sometimes, she says, love means accepting gifts we don't understand. Gifts, that's what we're calling it. What would you call it? Fraud. The word hangs between us like a body. Sarah appears in the doorway. Everything okay? I heard something break. Just a plate, Mom says, already sweeping fragments. Nothing that can't be replaced. The drive home is silent except for the rain and Sarah's phone. David again. She's saved his contact as work emergency, but forgot I helped her set up her phone. The contact photo syncs from LinkedIn, his professional headshot, where he's wearing the tie I helped Sarah pick for his promotion gift. At a red light, her phone screen illuminates the car. The message preview reads, "Can't wait to see our baby's first ultrasound." She flips the phone face down, adjusts the radio. NPR discusses climate change, the slow disaster nobody wants to acknowledge until the water's already rising. Your mom seemed happy, she says. Everyone seems happy, aren't you? The light turns green. I accelerate carefully, the way you do when you're carrying something that might explode. I'm processing. Dr. Martinez said miracles happen. Spontaneous recovery. It's documented. Is that what David calls it? Spontaneous? The car swerves slightly. Sarah's hand goes to her stomach. Protective, maternal, practiced. What are you implying? I'm not implying anything. I'm stating that David texted about our baby during dinner. Our company's baby, the new product launch. You're paranoid. I'm sterile. We're sterile. Past tense. God. Stop. The word comes out harder than intended. She flinches, hands still on her stomach. The rest of the ride home is 23 minutes of weaponized silence. That night, she leaves her phone charging in the kitchen. Face up. Unlocked. Like an invitation. Or a test. I fail it. The text thread with David spans 3 months. I scroll backward, watching their relationship rewind. The latest messages about doctor appointments. Before that, the Miami photos she said were from the conference. Her in a red dress I've never seen. Him in the background, reflection caught in a mirror. Further back. Missing your touch. Can't wait to be inside you again. Tom suspects nothing. And there, dated 3 months ago, if you get pregnant, we'll say it's a miracle. He'll believe anything if it comes from God. The boss's car in my driveway. I screenshot everything, email them to myself, to my lawyer Michael Chen, who handled my colleague's divorce last year. to a new Gmail account I create standing in my kitchen at 2 a.m. while my wife sleeps upstairs, dreaming of a child that isn't mine. The phone buzzes. David again. Sweet dreams, baby mama. I set the phone exactly as I found it. Angle precise, cord positioned just so. Upstairs, Sarah sleeps on her left side, one hand on her stomach. She's already showing, or thinks she is. The pregnancy app says it's too early, but belief has its own biology. I stand in the doorway watching her breathe. 20 years, 2 decades of shared toothpaste and tax returns, inside jokes and outside struggles. The way she snores when she's had wine, how she always steals the covers but denies it. The scar on her knee from when we tried rollerblading on our 3rd date. Tomorrow, she'll wake up and kiss me good morning, with another man's child growing inside her. Tomorrow, I'll pretend I don't know. But tonight, in the darkness of our bedroom, with the spring rain tapping secrets on the windows, I finally understand the sermon from last Sunday. Sometimes God's plan isn't about miracles. Sometimes it's about revelation. 3 weeks pass in choreographed deception. Sarah performs pregnancy with Oscar-worthy dedication, morning sickness timed perfectly for my morning coffee, cravings for foods she's always hated, exhaustion that strikes whenever I try to discuss finances. I perform ignorance with equal commitment. Dr. Patricia Mills comes highly recommended. The best marriage counselor in the state, Sarah says, though we've never discussed needing one. Her office sits in a restored Victorian, all earth tones and tissue boxes strategically placed like emotional landmines. Tom's been distant since the pregnancy, Sarah begins before we're even seated. The leather couch exhales beneath us. I know it's a shock after trying so long, but I need him present. Dr. Mills nods, professional concern creasing her forehead. She's about David's age, wearing a wedding ring identical to one I saw in his Amazon history. Tom, how do you feel about the pregnancy? Surprised. That's natural. After infertility struggles, we didn't struggle. I'm sterile, was sterile, am sterile. Sarah's hand finds mine, squeezes hard enough to bruise. The doctor said there was a chance. No, they didn't. They said donor sperm or adoption. 0 isn't a number that improves. Dr. Mills adjusts her glasses. Behind her, diplomas line the wall, one from the same university where David did his MBA. The same graduation year. Sometimes, Dr. Mills says carefully, when we want something desperately, miracles, happen in Miami hotel rooms? The tissue box between us might as well be a grenade. Sarah pulls one, then another, constructing a small mountain of props. I need to tell you something, she whispers. Here it comes, the partial truth, the managed confession. I've been expecting this since I found their Tuesday night book club was actually a motel on Route 9. She sobbed. It only happened once when you were so distant. After your diagnosis, she continues through manufactured tears, you pulled away. David was there for me, for us. He said you'd talked about leaving, about not being able to handle a childless marriage. I never... Let her finish, Dr. Mills interrupts. They've rehearsed this. It was once, just once, a mistake. But when I found out I was pregnant, I knew it had to be yours. The timing, it only makes sense if it's yours. The math doesn't work. I have spreadsheets. But pointing that out now would reveal I know about Miami, about Tuesday nights, about the fertility tracker app that shows she was ovulating during her conference. David wants to be involved, Sarah adds. As an uncle figure, he feels terrible about everything. How generous of him. Dr. Mills leans forward. Tom, forgiveness is a choice. This child needs a father. The child has one. His name is David Chen. Sorry, David Richardson. Easy to confuse with all the Davids in this story. You're deflecting, Dr. Mills says. I'm clarifying. Sarah's performance escalates. hyperventilating now, one hand on her stomach, the other reaching for more tissues. I'm trying to be honest. No, you're trying to control the narrative. There's a difference. Have you ever watched someone rewrite history in real time? Dr. Mills suggests individual sessions. Sarah agrees enthusiastically. I decline politely. On the way out, I notice the parking lot. A silver Audi with vanity plates, DCMBZ1. David Chen, MBA, Zone 1. That was productive, Sarah says in our car. Dr. Mills really understands. I'm sure she does. We drive past the elementary school. Children pour out, backpacks bouncing, parents waiting with practiced smiles. One small girl with pigtails runs to a man who isn't her biological father. You can tell by the different colored skin, the adoption celebration photo on their car's bumper. He lifts her like she's made of spun gold. See, Sarah says, families come in all forms. That's adoption. This is deception. It's love, Tom. If you love me, I did, past tense, like my fertility. That evening, while Sarah's at prenatal yoga, a class she attends religiously though she's always hated exercise, the doorbell rings. Emma from next door, 7 years old, holding a juice box and a rolled paper. Hi, Mr. Tom. I made you something. Her mother Jane waves from their porch. Sorry, she insisted. Emma spreads the drawing on my doorstep. Crayon figures, labels in shaky handwriting. There's me, recognizable by the glasses she always mentions. Sarah in a triangle dress. And a tall figure labeled Boss Man with his hand on Sarah's stomach. Is this our family? I ask carefully. I drew what I see from my window, she says proudly. Mommy says I'm observant. The tall man is depicted in a red car, the same one that parks in our driveway Tuesdays when I'm supposedly at book club, the one I've actually been attending, reading Hemingway while my wife entertains her boss. Emma asked, why does Mrs. Sarah kiss the tall man when you're at work? When did you see them kissing? Last week when I was home sick, and the week before, and on Valentine's Day when you were at work. He brought her flowers, the big red ones. Jane appears mortified. Emma, we don't tell stories. It's not a story, Mommy. I saw it. Jane scoops up her daughter, apologies tumbling. I tell her it's fine. Kids have imaginations. But I keep the drawing, evidence folder, subsection, witnesses, though I'll never use it. Emma doesn't deserve to be dragged through adult catastrophes. That night, I call Michael Chen, no relation to David, thankfully. I need a prenatal paternity test, I tell him. Those are expensive, and she has to consent. What if I have her toothbrush, hair samples? That's different, legal gray area, but for establishing standing in a divorce. How fast? Rush job, 2 weeks, $3,000. Do it. The lab is discreet, nestled between a tax office and a dog groomer. The technician, barely older than the pregnancy, walks me through the process. Cheek swabs for me, Sarah's hair from her brush, still tangled with her secrets. The consent forms I forge with practiced ease. 20 years of signing joint returns teaches you someone's signature. The technician said, Sir, are you prepared for any outcome? Some outcomes are confirmations, not surprises, I tell him. We see that a lot here. How often is the husband actually the father in these cases? You don't want to know, but I do. That's why I'm here, paying cash, using my middle name, listing Michael's office as the return address. 2 days later, my mother calls. She's redecorating my old room, needs me to collect some boxes. Sarah's at another doctor's appointment, the kind where she comes back smelling like David's cologne. Mom's kitchen hasn't changed since 1987. Same wallpaper, same Virgin Mary watching from above the stove. She's made coffee, the strong Turkish kind my father loved. I've been praying, she starts, for honesty, for peace. The Bible sits between us, her weapon of choice. Bookmarked to Genesis. Abraham and Sarah's miracle baby, of course. Next to it, draft baby announcements. God's miracle coming October 2024. You're really doing this, I say. The baby is innocent. The baby is evidence. She pulls out fabric samples. I'm making the christening gown. 3 generations of Mitchell babies wore the original, but it's too delicate now. Mom, she said, I don't care whose it is. I'm finally getting a grandchild. Do you know how it feels? She continues. Watching my friends become grandmothers, attending their grandkids' birthdays, pretending I don't mind. So you'll pretend this is mine instead? I'll love it like it is, but it isn't. Love makes it true. That's not how DNA works. Your father wasn't your biological grandfather's son. Did that matter? Did you love him less? The revelation hits like a physical blow. My grandfather, the war hero, the family patriarch, the man whose name I carry as my middle initial. What? Your grandmother had an affair, 1952. Your grandfather knew, raised your father anyway. Never told anyone except me, and only because I found the letters when we cleaned out the house. That's different. How? He chose it. I'm being deceived. You're being given a chance to be better than biology. I'm being asked to be a fool. She stands, aged a decade in the past month. Then be a fool. It's better than being alone. No, it's not. I leave without the boxes. In the car, an email from Michael. The test can be expedited for an additional fee. I pay it immediately. That night, I delve into finances while Sarah sleeps off her prenatal exhaustion. Credit card statements, Venmo transactions, PayPal history. The rabbit hole deepens with each click. Victoria's Secret charges the week before Miami. A cash withdrawal of $3,000 the day after. Jewelry store purchase. Not the earrings she showed me as a treat for herself, but a men's watch. The same Omega I complimented David on last month. The nursery furniture was paid for with his credit card, not even trying to hide it. The arrogance of the untouchable. I traced 3 months of transactions. Hotels, always Tuesday nights. Restaurants I thought she was at with her sister. A weekend spa trip that coincides with my conference in Chicago, the one she encouraged me to extend for networking. $11,000 siphoned from our joint accounts. Small amounts, nothing that would trigger alerts. But it adds up. The prenatal vitamins charged to his FSA account. The ultrasound copay from his insurance. She's already on his insurance. As what? Domestic partner? Common law wife? I screenshot everything. Build spreadsheets with the fervor of the betrayed. Pivot tables of deception. Charts documenting the death of a marriage. Sarah stirs in bed. Come into bed? Soon. Don't stay up too late. We have the baby shower planning tomorrow. The baby shower, where both families will celebrate a child that isn't mine, with gifts from registries I didn't create, in honor of a miracle that's actually a betrayal. I'll be there. She rolls over, satisfied. Her phone buzzes on the nightstand. David. Dream of me. The house settles into darkness. Somewhere, Emma sleeps with her crayons, innocent of the damage her observations cause. My mother prays over her sewing machine, stitching lies into christening lace. Dr. Mills writes notes about difficult husbands who can't accept God's gifts, and I sit in my office, calculator in hand, computing the exact cost of truth. Michael's office occupies the top floor of a building that used to be a department store. You can still see the outline where Macy's scarred the brick. Fitting place for the retail breakdown of a marriage. The envelope sits between us, pristine white, sealed with tamper-proof tape. Inside, mathematics that can't be negotiated or counseled or prayed away. Before we open this, Michael says, I need to know your plan either way. Either way? If you're the father, I'm not, but if... Open it. His letter opener slices through denial. The papers unfold like origami made of facts. Medical terminology, chain of custody documentation, Then the only line that matters. Probability of paternity, 0.0%. Michael reads it again. His paralegal Jennifer transcribes for the record, voice steady as a court reporter. Testing performed using 23 genetic markers. Subject A shares 0 markers with subject B. Statistical probability of biological relationship, 0.00%. Not even a rounding error's chance. This changes everything, Michael says. Fraud vitiates all contracts, including marriage. She can't claim alimony while pregnant with another man's child. The house is yours, premarital asset. Your retirement accounts are protected. What about David? Alienation of affection. North Carolina is one of the few states that still recognizes it. We can sue him. How much? Depends. His net worth is public record. Senior VP at a Fortune 500. 7 figures isn't unreasonable. Do it, Jennifer types while Michael strategizes. Forms for divorce, custody disclaimers, fraud charges. Each document a nail in the coffin of 2 decades. The baby shower is this weekend, Saturday, 2 o'clock, country club. Michael smiles, the kind that makes opposing lawyers sweat. Perfect venue for service. Public, witnessed, documented. Jennifer, call our process server. The good one. Saturday arrives wrapped in perfect weather. Sarah fusses with her dress, powder blue, empire waist, virginal except for the circumstances. She's fully showing now, 4 months along, that perfectly round bump that photographs well. You look handsome, she says, adjusting my tie, the one she bought for our anniversary last year. Try to smile, this is a happy day. The happiest. The country club sprawls across manicured acres, the same place we held our wedding reception. Sarah probably thinks it's poetic. I think it's evidence of a limited imagination. 40 guests have gathered. Both families, co-workers, her book club that actually meets, my poker buddies who still think I'm the luckiest man alive. David holds court near the bar, playing gracious uncle to perfection, pink and blue everything, games about guessing the baby's weight, a cake shaped like a stork. My mother-in-law Patricia orchestrates with military precision. Time for gifts, she announces. Sarah sits in the designated throne, hands practiced at the pregnancy stomach cup. I stand behind her, hands on her shoulders, the devoted husband. David watches from across the room, scotch in hand, confident in his untouchability. The gifts pile up. Designer clothes, silver spoons, a $3,000 stroller from David. Every baby deserves the best, he says to applause. Have you ever seen someone's world collapse in slow motion? You're about to. My turn, I announce, producing a wrapped box from behind the gift table. Silver paper, white bow, same as our wedding colors. Sarah opens it with performed delight that becomes genuine confusion. Inside, manila envelopes labeled in my accountant's handwriting. What's this? Open them in order. Envelope 1. The DNA test results, highlighted in yellow. A gasp ripples through the crowd. My mother drops her champagne. Envelope 2. Screenshots of texts, emails, the Miami receipts. Sarah's hands shake. The papers scatter. Envelope 3. Divorce papers, already filed. Case number assigned. Wait, Sarah starts. This is a mistake, I said. Congratulations to the real father. Stand up, David. The scotch glass slips from his hand, shatters on marble. The sound echoes like a gunshot. Tom, he starts. This isn't appropriate. Neither is fucking my wife. Patricia screams about decorum. My mother sits down heavily. Sarah's sister video calls someone, probably her lawyer husband. You're insane, Sarah manages. These tests are wrong. Then let's do another, right now. David, you willing? He's already backing toward the exit. This is harassment. I'll sue. Get in line. I'm suing you for alienation of affection. North Carolina law. Look it up. The process server appears. Michael's timing is impeccable. David Richardson, David runs, actually runs, in his $2,000 suit past the valet stand to his Audi. The server just photographs him fleeing, makes notes. Service by publication will work fine. Sarah hasn't moved, still in the chair, hands on her stomach, surrounded by torn wrapping paper and shattered illusions. "How could you?" she whispers. "How could I? That's your question?" "This baby, our baby." His baby, your baby, not ours, never ours. My mother approaches. "Tommy, please, think about what you're doing. I've thought about nothing else for 2 months. The child? We'll be fine. David's rich. You'll all get your grandchild, just not mine." I leave them there, 40 witnesses to the death of a marriage, surrounded by baby shower games no one will play. The valet brings my car. I tip him 100. He saw everything, says nothing, but his eyes say he understands. At home, boxes wait in the garage. Michael's assistant helped me pack yesterday while Sarah was getting her nails done for the shower. Only my things, nothing joint, nothing that could be contested. But there's an envelope on the kitchen counter, my name in crayon. Emma's letter, delivered by her mother earlier. Inside, that same shaky handwriting. "Dear Mr. Tom, Mommy says you're going away. Are you sad about the baby? I'm sad you're leaving. You helped me with my bike and my math, and you never yell like Mr. David does when he visits Mrs. Sarah. She wrote, 'Mr. Tom, you were the only real daddy on our street. Even though you don't have kids, maybe you could adopt me. Love, Emma. P.S. I kept your secret about seeing them kiss.' I sit on the kitchen floor and cry for the first time since finding out. Not for Sarah, not for the marriage, but for this little girl who sees more truth than any of the adults. Through the window, I watch Emma's house. She's in the yard, drawing with chalk. Her mother Jane comes out, sees me watching, offers a sad wave. They know. The whole neighborhood knows. Tuesday nights weren't as discreet as Sarah thought. My phone explodes with texts. Sarah's family threatening legal action. My poker buddies offering couches and bourbon. Michael confirming the Monday hearing for the restraining order. David's been calling Sarah obsessively since fleeing the shower. Would you like me to search for the latest official statistics? Sorry, no. That's not part of the story. Where was I? Right, the hearing. Monday, Courthouse B, room 207. Judge Harrison presiding, 70 years old, married 51 years, takes a dim view of adultery. Michael chose well. Sarah arrives with Patricia and a lawyer who looks 12. David's nowhere. Fled to California according to his LinkedIn update. His wife is here though, serving their own divorce papers, pregnant herself. Plot twist. David's sterile too. Vasectomy. 3 years ago, he never reversed. Both pregnancies are someone else's. David's assistant and Sarah's trainer, respectively. According to the private investigator Michael hired. This is a circus, Judge Harrison says. But the law is clear, Mr. Mitchell. I stand. Your Honor, I'm requesting immediate divorce on grounds of fraud and adultery, no alimony given the circumstances, and sole possession of the house, my premarital asset. Mrs. Mitchell, Sarah's lawyer stands. My client was emotionally vulnerable. She was pregnant with another man's child while married. Next, the gavel comes down in 12 minutes. Fastest divorce in county history. The judge said, fraud vitiates everything, including marriage. Outside the courthouse, Sarah catches my arm. Tom, wait. She's 5 months along now, clearly showing, wearing maternity clothes her mother bought. Still beautiful in that way that first fooled me at 22. What? I loved you. Part of me still does. No, you love the idea of me. The stability, the devotion, the willingness to believe anything, but not me. The baby needs honesty. Start there. You're really going to abandon? I'm not abandoning anyone. I'm leaving a situation that was never mine. There's a difference. I walk away. She doesn't follow. 2 years pass. The community center echoes with basketballs and laughter. Tuesday nights, I coach single fathers and their kids. Started as therapy, became a calling. 23 families now, men who found themselves raising children alone through divorce, death, or abandonment. Coach Tom, Marcus, age 9, waves from the court. Watch this. He makes the free throw. I cheer louder than necessary. His dad. Anthony grins from the bleachers. Custody battle won 6 months ago, still learning to braid his daughter's hair. Emma's here too, not because of divorce. Her parents worked through whatever rough patch they hit. But Jane brings her anyway, says I'm the steady male influence Emma chose. She's 9 now, plays point guard like a professional, still draws everything she sees. Mr. Tom, she runs over. Look, a photo from her backpack, her honor roll certificate, my name listed as community mentor. Frameworthy, I tell her. Already did. She pulls out a small frame, handmade, popsicle sticks, and glitter. Inside, her newest drawing, me with a whistle, surrounded by kids, labeled Coach Dad. The whistle around my neck, gift from the team last Christmas, catches the light. It's engraved, "We don't leave." Anthony approaches. Beer after practice? Can't. Got a date. The teacher? The therapist, actually. Not Dr. Mills. She lost her license after the David connection surfaced. But Rebecca, who specializes in betrayal trauma, who has her own story, who understands that some breaks make you stronger. Practice ends. Kids scatter to parents, high fives, and homework reminders. Emma hugs me goodbye, then stops. Mr. Tom, Mrs. Sarah had her baby. I saw them at the store. That's nice. The baby doesn't look like Mr. David either. Mommy says that's called complicated. Your mom's smart. She says you're smart too. For leaving, I mean. She says sometimes the bravest thing is knowing when to go. Jane appears embarrassed. Emma, we talked about privacy. It's okay, I tell her. She's right. They leave. I'm alone in the gym, basketballs in the mesh bag, floors swept clean. The same solitude I feared 2 years ago now feels like peace. My phone buzzes, Rebecca. Still on for dinner? I text back. Wouldn't miss it. Another buzz. Unknown number, but I recognize the area code, Sarah's parents' landline. Tom, it's Patricia. Sarah wanted me to call. David left. The baby's father won't acknowledge paternity. She's alone and scared and sorry. Would you consider... I delete the voicemail before it finishes. Some stories don't get second chapters. Some bridges once burned light the way forward. The gym lights shut off one by one. I lock up, check the schedule. Tomorrow, art class for kids of divorce. Thursday, financial planning for single parents. Friday, movie night. Emma picked The Sandlot. In the parking lot, my car sits alone under the streetlight. No mysterious Audis, no hidden affairs, no lies wrapped in miracle paper. Just truth, simple and clean as a referee's whistle. The kids made me a sign for my office here. Coach Tom's team. We don't leave. We just find where we truly belong. Emma drew the border, all stars and basketballs and hearts. At the bottom, in her steadiest handwriting, family isn't about blood. It's about who shows up. I drive home, my home, bought with the settlement from David, decorated with team photos and Emma's drawings, and absolutely no ultrasound pictures. Rebecca's left a potted plant on the porch, a succulent with a note, hard to kill, like hope. Inside, silence. But not empty silence, full silence. The kind that comes after noise, not before it. The kind you choose, not the kind chosen for you. My phone rings. Michael Chen. Tom, David's back in town. Wants to settle the alienation suit. 7 figures like I promised. Give it to charity. All of it. Set up a fund. Single parents needing legal help. Name it after Emma. She's not even your kid. Exactly. That's what makes it perfect. He laughs. You've changed. No, I just finally became who I was supposed to be. After we hang up, I stand in my kitchen, making dinner for one that might become dinner for two if things progress with Rebecca. The window overlooks Emma's backyard. She's shooting baskets on the hoop I helped install, making more than she misses. Her father watches from the porch, waves when he sees me. Good man who traveled too much, almost lost his family to absence, came back in time. We've never discussed what Emma saw, what she drew, what she knows. Some truths are better left unexamined, but some truths demand witness. In my office, spare bedroom converted, hangs Emma's first drawing, the one with 3 adults labeled in crayon prophecy. Below it, the new one, just 2 figures, her and me, playing basketball under a rainbow. Sometimes, she told me last week, families break so better, families can form. 9-year-old wisdom, uncorrupted by adult justifications. The microwave beeps. Leftover pasta from the team dinner Sunday. 23 single fathers and their kids, crammed into my backyard, burning hamburgers and building something that looks nothing like a traditional family, but feels more real than 20 years of marriage ever did. Tomorrow, there's practice. Thursday, the art class. Saturday, Emma's game. Championship semifinals. Her parents will be there, cheering. So will I, with my whistle and clipboard, coaching kids who aren't mine toward futures that are. The doorbell rings. Rebecca's early, Holdy's wine and smiling like she means it. Bad time? No, perfect time, actually. She enters, notices Emma's drawings immediately. She's talented. She sees things. Kids usually do. Wine? Sure. We sit on the porch, watching suburban life unfold. The Johnsons walking their ancient beagle. The Chen kids, no relation to David or Michael, playing street hockey. Emma shooting baskets until Jane calls her in for homework. Regrets? Rebecca asks. About? Any of it. No, regret requires wishing something different. I don't wish different. I wish honest, and I got that. Even if it cost everything? It cost nothing. I lost what was never mine and found what was. She considers this. The kids at the center adore you. They're easy to love. Damaged kids are never easy. They're not damaged. They're just rearranged, like me. Like all of us. We clink glasses. Down the street, a car that might be David's Audi prowls past, or might not. Doesn't matter anymore. That story ended at a baby shower, surrounded by pink and blue and truth. This story, the real one, started in a gym with a whistle and a decision. We don't leave. We just find where we truly belong. Emma's basketball bounces in the distance, rhythmic as a heartbeat. Rebecca's hand finds mine. The wine tastes like possibility. The evening spreads before us, honest and unscripted. And for the first time in 3 years, no, for the first time ever, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. We don't leave. We just find where we truly belong.